Many thanks to DayZ Podcast, Pandemonium, Fettless Traction Village servers, Atlas, MGA, Vanilla Mouse, One Original DayZ servers, Dust Vanilla servers, Sheriff Line, Apocalypse Now server, Sauerkraut, Sgt. Pepper's DayZ Invasion server, and PGC servers for making this video possible. DayZ 1.23 has changed the game forever with how beautiful the new and improved skybox is this patch, but it's not all fluffy clouds and rainbows, as many other aspects have changed for the better to this patch. So in this video we're going to look at how the lighting has been improved, showcase the differences between the skybox and different maps on different versions of DayZ, and why you certainly shouldn't use clouds as navigation anymore. The first version of the skybox in DayZ was released when DayZ Standalone was released, which is some 10 years ago now. This first iteration had what are called volumetric clouds or 3D clouds that change shape based on weather conditions too, which at the time was some of the best looking clouds you could get in a game. However, behind the silver lining of these beautiful clouds were major performance issues, with the worst offender being desynchronization between what you can see above you and the weather effects you're getting down below, such as it's starting to rain when it's a perfectly clear sky. For these reasons, the skybox changed to the very basic skybox that we currently have that consists of a clouds.png background, which doesn't move at all by the way, with a moving clouds2.gif in the foreground which moves across the sky from west to east on Chernarus and Livonia. So this moves west to east, doesn't change direction at all, very basic stuff. Compared to the volumetric clouds of old, this somehow looks flatter than Minecraft clouds. To credit these clouds though, both the background and foreground do change based on the overcast percentage value here, but this skybox was a massive downgrade from the one before it. A lot of people were very angry, much like switching from full quality mode to performance mode, but much further. The new skybox is somewhere between the old volumetric clouds version and the less buggy downgraded version, not having potentially buggy CPU demanding volumetric clouds, but also not looking like a smudged dirty window. However, the new skybox has a background and foreground cloud image too, much like the last version, which looks much better for one simple reason only: they both rotate around the center of the map, doing away with the flat surface cloud that we have before and allowing for a much more 3D looking cloud, as these clouds are an infinite distance away from the character and will always be viewed from this angle so they can make them look 3D. This means that no, the new skybox does not have volumetric clouds at all, which also means that this version of the skybox is much closer to the old version than we previously imagined. Only the devs have made them look like they're volumetric because of the forced perspective we have to view them from. So basically, clouds look like they're volumetric full quality mode clouds while also being in full performance mode at the same time. A clever yet simple solution. Due to these changes, you can no longer navigate using clouds because they don't go west to east, they go in a circle, which means if you follow the clouds, you're going to go in a circle too. This also means that if you look directly up, the clouds rotate around the center of your screen. You can even see the crease in the clouds.png on Livonia, which I'm sure will get fixed, because you cannot see the PNG crease on Chernarus. Both maps have different clouds as shown here, probably due to geography reasons, with the clouds on Livonia looking much better in my opinion, and having 12 clouds.pngs instead of 8.pngs on Chernarus. These 12 or 8 PNGs will change based on the overcast value here, so you'll get shown a different PNG based on the overcast value here, and they're completely moddable too, with the modder Lad of the popular Lads Lighting mod has already demonstrated that these new textures can easily be adjusted or swapped out completely, so the PNGs can be changed for other PNGs, and seeing as we live in the age of AI image generation, clouds are not going to be difficult for an AI to generate. I'm sure we will see many different skies above us in the future, at least on servers that can be modded, with many different skybox options being available to modders too. Some of those options include how quickly you can rotate the clouds around the map so you can adjust the speed of these. Another is changing the brightness of the stars at night or swapping out the night sky texture completely, which is made much more beautiful this patch with the addition of the Milky Way as seen here. The night sky texture is separate to the clouds texture we spoke about earlier, with the clouds rotating exactly around the y-axis shown here in green, and the night sky texture and the stars rotating around the red axis here at around 23 degrees off of the y-axis, generously gifted to the community by Raxto, who sent me these 3D videos. I love you. This red axis can be found in the game by drawing a line from the Big Dipper to the brightest star of the tail of the smallest dipper up here, which points to exactly north, also known as the Polaris or the North Star, and it never moves position. So this could literally save your life in real life. If this video has saved your life, you have to like this video. One life is one like. Now the Big and Small Dipper change position based on the simulated rotation of Earth and the time of year in the game too. So these are going to be in different positions all the time, every single night in fact, making for one of the most realistic night skies in gaming. And now that we have the Milky Way in here too, you can say that this is a top quality night sky. You can see more time lapses at the end of this video if you want. Sunlight and moonlight hasn't changed a noticeable amount, but much like how sunlight and moonlight passed through the old volumetric clouds that we had in the first version of DayZ, there is now a third hidden layer called the physical clouds that block the God rays in the game, making the clouds look much more 3D with how the rays of the sun bend around the clouds that are going through the sky. The denser the clouds become, the more likely the sun and the moon will get blocked, so the light will get lower, resulting in much darker environments the more overcast it gets in the game. So this slider again determines how dark it's going to be, with the darkest it can get during sunlight hours being here, so you're not going to need a flashlight in any situation when it's sunlight, but the cloudier it gets at night, the darker it will get too. Sunrises and sunsets minus the clouds will look very similar to the last patch when it comes to lighting, but notice here on this sunset the God rays don't shine through this faraway landscape like it does on the previous patch. In this patch it will now shine over it, making it much more realistic looking. Now if you combine all of the effects that we spoke about in this video with the new clouds, the differences between the old skyboxes here and the new skybox is here. It's noticeably improved in terms of technicality and massively improved in terms of aesthetics. This looks so much better. Some people may argue that the new skybox system looks better than the old volumetric clouds version. It certainly performs better. Like the previous patch, glare or God rays are significantly reduced on windows on buildings and vehicles, with sunglasses also reducing this glare effect too, and this applies to light from light sources too. They haven't changed, so fireplaces, flares, vehicle lights can all be seen at the same distance and at the same brightness, all reaching 1100 meters still, so glare and light sources haven't been changed in this patch. Now this isn't the final version of the skybox, so get your opinions down below on these changes, and if you want to see more visual changes this patch, check out this new Northwest Airfield and Supply Crate guide that I've made here, or keep watching for my showcase of the new skybox with time lapses. Thank you very much for watching, and have a good day.